Yo, what's up? It's Fungi Web back for January's Yap. Um, it's kind of late again. It's already February 13th. I actually recorded this last week, but I was like really sick and it actually sounded like I was about to like pass out. It was crazy. So I'm just going to redo it. I was yapping. It was like a 25-minute yap. I did not listen to that much music. I only listened to 14 albums. So whatever. Let's see if this is a quick one. Um, Started off this month with In the Court of the Crimson King. That was definitely interesting. I want to say I loved it. It had its moments. The ending to Epitaph, when I guess that's a guitar at the end, it's kind of like repetitive. It's almost like an alarm going off. I really love that part. This is an interesting album. I don't know if I could say it sounded ahead of its time because this album released in 1969, right? I don't know if I could say it sounded ahead of its time because I haven't listened to that much music from this time period, but it definitely, like when I first listened to it, I looked at the year after. I definitely did not think it was, what is that, over 50 years old at this point. That's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. Interesting listen. I didn't love it or anything, but it had some good to it. 21st Century Schizoid Man is a good song. Epitaph was my favorite. Um, let's see. Next up, oh my god, this month, Beach House's month. I don't know what to say. So I listened to Teen Dream. I thought this was really good. I love everything by Beach House. I think Beach House and Devotion are a little bit better, but I think this is kind of almost like an experimental album from them. I feel like some of the songs didn't quite fit. Like in Teen Dream, in Beach House and Devotion, I think it's seamless. Every single song belongs on those albums. But I feel like in Teen Dream, I don't have a specific example, but there were one or two where it was just like a little off. Something about this album I feel like wasn't quite as polished, but I'm okay with it because you could definitely tell that the singer and just the duo in general is like objectively getting better. What's the singer's name? Victoria Lee Grand. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but she's definitely getting really great at singing by this point, right? Everything's kind of getting a little more polished to it. It just feels like the album as a whole isn't perfect yet, but it was still really good. I love Beach House, and I'm a glaze more later. Just trust me. Next up was To the Ghosts by Colts. I like this a lot. I like Colts in general. Um, I think on like right after I finished listening to it, I was as I go through, I add some to the like playlist that I like and whatever. But as I was like right after I finished it, I was like, this isn't great. But then I looked and I was like, huh, I kind of added a lot to my liked playlist, and I re-listened to my liked agains, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. I feel like these songs, maybe I would say, kind of don't have as much to them as some of the ones in like Offering or Static or even Colts. But there's definitely something there. I feel like the vocalist, like it, she's a little nasally almost. I feel like if that's not your thing, you would like hate this album. But I don't mind. I like this vocalist a lot. Um, I feel like maybe also the lyrics are, I don't know, I would say almost uninspired compared to some of their other albums. Like I definitely don't think this is their best work at all, but I feel like if you like Colts, then you would really like this, and I happen to like Colts. So, this album was definitely good in my opinion. I don't know if I would like if I would recommend something by Colts, I would definitely just say listen to Offering, listen to Static, like listen to one of those two first. But I like Colts, so I enjoyed this album. Next up, Bloom by Beach House. Oh my god. Oh my god, Beach House is so perfect. Beach House is so perfect. I don't even know what to say. This is my first album. So I have like a spreadsheet where I keep track of all this stuff. Uh, if I just like listen to an album, I think some songs are alright, most of it's mid. It's just like I leave the cell shading just blank, so it's just white. If I like an album, it gets green. If it's a stinker, it gets red. This is the first one where I added every single song on the album to my like playlist. I had to give it a new section. I gave it like this bright green so it stands out. Oh my god, Bloom is so perfect. I can't even put it into words. I feel like I don't even know. I just can't even put it into words. Just everything about this, the vocalist, the instruments, the guitar sections, the kind of format of their songs, where it kind of starts with like maybe one instrument kind of quiet, and then they add another and another, and then the vocalist comes in. And also the way these songs kind of grow as you listen. Like some of them can be really repetitive, but then some of them can kind of change the entire time. There's just such a balance between the two that as you listen to the album, it's like, oh my god, they just have such a defined style that I really, really love. Like Beach House is just, it's just so satisfying finding my artist. You know, it's like I found him. Beach House is the one. I literally have played this entire album probably 10 times in the past month, and it just never gets old. Each time I feel like a different song is my favorite. Um, I don't even know. Wishes is really, really great. Uh, I don't. I could just list every single song on this album and just say it was my favorite at one point. Just this whole thing. Lazuli is really great. I don't know. Myth is really, just the whole thing, start to finish, is actually beautiful. And like, I'm gonna just say I thought this was Beach House's peak. Well, we'll see. I listened to one more Beach House album. I'll get to there. Um, or after that was Jaws of Life by Pierce the Veil. I really like this album. I don't think it was as good as Collide with the Sky. I feel like Collide with the Sky has a little bit more to it. Like in this album, I feel like the vocalist was almost limited a little bit. I really love this vocalist, by the way, especially in Collide with the Sky. The balance between the kind of screaming, but then also the softer singing. He just has a great balance, great transitioning between the two. It's so seamless. It's one guy, right? I think it's just one guy. Unless I'm, is it two guys? It's one guy. It's one guy. I could be gaslighting myself. I don't even know. But I feel like on this album they do that maybe a little bit less. It kind of feels like they were playing it a little safer with this album, which I could definitely respect. You know, I think that's fine. I still really like this. Some of those songs almost sounded kind of like the neighborhood to me a little bit. My favorite song on the album was Shared Trauma, and that I could definitely see Neighborhood making something like that, especially with their new album Ultrasound. But I don't know. I really like this. I just feel like they could have done more, but I still really like this album. Whatever. Um, I'll mention "Don't Try This" by Chase Atlantic. I definitely like these guys. I want to listen to more. I don't think they have, the most highbrow music. Like their lyrics are a little like talking about drugs and, guns and money and whatever. But, I hate to use this word to describe stuff, but they definitely have a vibe to them. It's very high energy type music. Whoa, snow is falling outside behind me. They definitely have like a feel to the music. It's definitely very energetic, and I like that. I like having a mix in my playlist of kind of songs that get you wanting to jump around, and then also ones that kind of get you feeling like you want to appreciate the world around you. Is that corny? That's probably corny. Screw you, bro. Who am I talking to? Whatever. Um, Next, I listened to Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or is it My Sweet Revenge? I might be insane. Whatever. I didn't love this. I was talking to a friend and he was telling me how another album by Chemical Romance kind of was like play music, and I really hate that kind of, or musical music, whatever. I really hate that kind of vibe. God, I hate using that word, but that's the only one I got. Um, but this album, I feel like they definitely had that. It definitely kind of had that play musical feel to it where it was kind of artificial, overly dramatic where it shouldn't be, and then kind of missing some of the emotion where they needed it most. Like, I definitely think this wasn't a stinker. There were a couple songs on here that were all right. But the guitar solos are good, but I feel like they're not as strong as they could be. I feel like the vocalist is good, but I don't know. He's got something about him that I don't love. Like I said, it feels like kind of artificial when this guy's singing a little bit. I don't know. My friend was insisting that this is like really a great album. I gotta, re-listen to some of these songs again. So I don't know. Maybe I'll come back. But it's just like if I wanted this kind of music, I'll just listen to Pierce the Veil, or even like Deftones if I kind of wanted that guitar. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't love it. Um, and the last album I want to talk about was Depression Cherry. I think this might be the peak of all the music I've listened to. It's just so so good. Oh my god, start to finish, every single song. I love like Bloom. When I listen to Bloom, it kind of sounds like a continuation. So it kind of sounds like out of the five albums I've listened to, I feel like Beach House, Devotion, and Bloom are kind of together. I feel like Teen Dream is kind of like its separate thing, and I feel like Depression Cherry is kind of a separate thing, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like if you listen to Beach House, Devotion, Bloom back to back, it could almost be like one really long album. But I feel like Teen Dream and Depression Cherry are both a little bit different and they don't fit in, which is not a bad thing at all, right? But Depression Cherry, this one like just speaks to me so much. Every single, again, this is another one I had to add every single song. I think almost every single song made it to my favorite playlist too. This is just so beautiful. Again, start to finish. And this one I could kind of pinpoint. There's a different feel to Depression Cherry. It's kind of almost kind of seductive in a weird way, and then also almost has a religious feel to it, right? Let me pull up the song list so I could give you an example. Let me see. So, okay, I'll give you like a specific example of each thing that I just said there. I feel like the beginning of PPP, where she says, "Out in the heartland, I looked in your eyes," it's got this like really intimate feel, right? Like all of Beach House's music, it sounds like the singer is singing to me personally, right? But that beginning, when she says that, "Out in the heartland, I looked in your eyes," there's just something so like I could picture the scene, right? I could picture. I don't know what heartland is. Is that like a thing? I don't know if that's like a thing that I should know, but I could picture a scene. Like I have a scene in my head when she says that. I'm not going to paint the picture for you. Everybody's got to paint their own picture. But like I have a scene that I can make with that line. And it's something so intimate about that, which I really, really, really love. Like I love it when music is able to make you think of something, whether it be real or like a fictitious image. Like the image I have is not necessarily a place I've been, but I don't know, it's just like a fictional scenario, I guess. But Days of Candy kind of has that religious feel to it where it's almost like echoey, like chorus, like you're in a church. And again, that song, I could picture a specific church that I've been in. Um, I'm not a religious guy, but I've been in a couple of churches in my time, just whatever. But there's a specific one that I think of in the city that I was in one time. I don't know. This album is just like every single song. I paint an image to go with it. The flow from song to song is so beautiful, and the singer, the vocalist, does kind of like a little bit of an accent in some of these songs. Like in Sparks, she says vanishes, like you place emphasis on the A. Oh my god, this whole album. Oh my god, Depression Cherry is actually it. Like I can't even describe. I think almost the only one that didn't make it to favorites was Bluebird. Bluebird was not my favorite one, but it was still really good. Everything else, Levitation, Sparks, Space Song, Beyond Love, 1037, PPP, Wildflower, Days of Candy. Oh my god. And this is another one. Every day I feel like my favorite changes. I feel like I was really liking Sparks for a hot minute there. But then 1037 kind of crept up on me a little bit. Beyond Love. I This album is so beautiful. It's just so good. And I've been pondering, this is unrelated. I've been pondering starting a CD collection. I'm somebody, I would define myself as a collector. I like to have some kind of physical token of my, I guess, love, appreciation for different forms of media. I was a Funko Pop guy, I'll admit it. I kind of grown out of that phase a little bit. But definitely comics, other types of figures. Like, I like to have some kind of physical thing to interact with the media, right? And I know my sister does vinyls. She has a vinyl collection and she plays them. And I think that's cool, but I think they're just a little too big, a little too fragile. The fact that you have to flip them halfway through, I don't know. And they're expensive too. They're like, whatever. I bought a couple for her one time. They were like 35, 40 each. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. But I was definitely thinking about starting a CD collection because I want some way to hold the music in my hand, if that makes sense. That's just the type of person I am, right? Like, I just want some kind of connection to this music beyond just listening to it and seeing the album cover on that little picture on, the lock screen on Apple Music, right? Like, if I just had, like, on my desk a CD of, a couple of my favorite albums, I think I'd really like that. So I don't know, just something I was thinking about. Maybe I'll start a little CD collection. We'll see. Whatever. Yeah, how long is this? 15 minutes? All right, I'm gonna cut it here. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys.